Hi, friends. Welcome back for another episode of More to the Story. I am Farron Moore,
And I'm to hear more.
and yes, this is us. And hi. So I'm excited about just the top of the year. This will be the second week of
Mm-hmm.
2022.
Yep.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Excited,
Um,
babe.
when am I not? Um, did I close it? Oh, stupid bitch. Hey, what I did?
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh nope, here it is. So, keeping with the theme of the new year and everything, a friend of mine, Tashir, and we Santa. You need me to hold the cups? You
Mm-mm.
got it?
Mm.
Okay. She said that instead of doing like the traditional New Year's resolutions, which is what we talked about last week, she is she wants to let go of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going to this ceremony where like everybody before it, because it's going to be on New Year's, they were given a plate. And on this plate, they wrote like all the things, traumas, hurts, thoughts, negative thoughts, all of that. Write it on the plate. And
Mm.
then in the ceremony, everybody goes forth and read everything aloud and then break the plate to start off the new year. And I was like, I love that so much. And so, if you can't break a plate, then let's just write it down and like burn paper or rip up some
Mm-hmm.
paper and do things. So I really like that idea. And I was like, I'm still in it. Thank you. So, and she said it's called the Ceremony of Broken Agreements. And she gave me permission to read this, you guys. So hers was, today, we make a list of all the things we no longer agree with. This is a list of things that no longer have our permission to grow and manifest in our lives. So, like, I will never be rich. I am too fat. I am too young. I am too old. I can't be great. I am ordinary. I didn't come from the right family. All men are dot dot dot. All
Mm.
women are dot dot dot. I will never be happy. Whatever lie that has been spoken in your life, either by you or other people, we make a stand to no longer agree with any limitations placed on our lives. All limitations shall be buried in 2021. So, however you do this ceremony, you can write it down, burn the paper, like I said, write it on a plate and break the plate. Just be creative. What's important is your intentions. Also, circling back to what I said a million times last episode, you're just be more intentional with your movements. Yes, whatever they are, like trying everything on a Starbucks menu.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I really, really like that.
Yeah.
And
I like the idea of
yes,
writing it on paper and then burning the paper,
yeah,
releasing it. I
yeah.
definitely would do that. I've actually
Mm-hmm.
done that before too.
Oh, have you
Mm-hmm.
really?
People I wanted to cut off, like that just didn't mean me well, family members.
Mm-hmm.
Like with certain family members, you can still love people from a distance, but you can recognize that, their presence, physical presence in your life isn't the most healthy. So, sometimes you just have to distance yourself from people. So I've definitely
Absolutely.
done that.
Sometimes it is people. Um, yeah. Do you have anything that you want to put on your broken agreements?
I want to stop worrying and doubting myself as much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always downplaying my abilities.
Yes.
And a lot of it is to stay humble. But sometimes I really like admitting that I didn't think I was good enough to go on tour by myself
Mm-hmm.
or feature. And I always had in my heart that I was. Like I felt it in my heart, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, the people that were around me and doing comedy were surpassing me at such great lengths. I felt like I just didn't have that glow. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I doubted myself in that sense. So I'm just gonna lean into trusting myself and my instincts a little bit more.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Good job, Ed.
Thank you.
I've decided to that if I'm not doing something, as long as it doesn't hurt me in any way. But as long as I'm not choosing not to do it because I'm afraid, then I'm good. Like, I don't want fear to be my reason for not doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that was a lot of the reason why I was just so slow in getting going, because I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
And once I acknowledged that, and I was like, I don't like actively knowing, like consciously knowing that I'm afraid of something and then just walking away from it. So you know me, I'm a head.
You little punk.
I run into stuff head first, especially when it's kind of like intimidating for me. Like, I don't shy away from it, and so I couldn't really grasp why I wasn't moving forward. And once I realized, like, you're scared, then I was like, oh, fuck that, I can't live like that. So I want to.
MTM said he's done a Breakwood Board.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's what I'm thinking of, but I'm thinking of, like, that's actually a good idea too. Like, if you had an axe or something, like you wrote all the stuff on a piece of wood, whether it's like a cutting board or actual like small log, and chop that up and then maybe burn that too, because you actually exert the energy that it takes to actually destroy it. So then you burn it. But I actually like that idea. I remember, was it 2 years ago, or last Christmas actually, our first Christmas here, before we left to go to Vegas with the family, Ferris had got me this this man box, right? And this shit was so hard to open. It was like a small wooden crate. I actually still have video of it. Small wooden crate, and they give you like a small crowbar, and you have to like pick at the sides and crack it and everything like that. And it was all to get on the inside, but it was like to exert that much energy to get something you want made it that much more worth it, in my opinion. And so I actually like that Breakwood suggestion, MTM, like actually putting it on a cutting board or a piece of wood with a Sharpie and then literally destroying it and burning it. I think that's dope.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. So
exert some effort into destroying those bad habits.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay. So also in the theme of because this New Year's is always like New Year, new me time for everybody. And I want to talk about today.
What you want to talk
about? Effectively saying no.
Ooh, we kind of touched on it last night.
We did a little bit. But you got to say last week.
Last week.
We did. And so when you said that, I was like, oh, how fitting, because that's definitely in the lineup. Right.
I'm turning it down. Jesus. All right. I just wanted to see the comments bigger.
Oh, yeah. Too bad you can't just cast up there. But anyway, so you just have I know I've dealt with it at work. Like, I'm just the ultimate team player. I'm always on the roster to help with whatever or comment on whatever. And I attempt to do all these things. And I overextend myself.
Yeah.
I really, really do. And then even at home, oh, you're doing that. And even at home, it's like I try to do so much to the point where like my brain and body will shut down, and then I don't get anything done.
Oh,
and it's
you're
like,
doing that. And even at home,
the remote,
it's like
hit the remote, and just mute it.
All right, there we go.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Even at home, I try to do so many things and so much. And some of it I realized, though, is what Melissa called it last time she was on More to the Story, the legitimate excuses. It's like things that I need to do, but not where my priority should be. And I just need to just be like, no, I'm walking away from that. I don't have time for that. I cannot do that. That's not where my focus should be. So sometimes effectively saying no. Jesus, what is happening?
I to get it.
And I was the one that's not ready. That was, I can't with that. But so sometimes effectively saying no means saying no to yourself. And we have a hard time doing that. Or we have a hard time doing that, telling yourself no sometimes to certain things that you deem important. So I want to get into tips on how to do that, because I feel like when it comes to friends and stuff, I'm pretty good about it. I won't even say friends. When it comes to acquaintances, I'm good about it. With every people I actually love, it's like, whatever you want, I'll do it. What do you need? I'll be there. I'll make it work. I'll be there. I have the time. I'll do it. And so I found just in looking for, just ways to just be more effective in that. One of the things I tell you, just say no. You don't have to offer an excuse. You don't have to necessarily, you don't even have to explain yourself if you don't want to, because your reason for saying no is your reason for saying no. So unless it's necessary to be like, I can't do this, because sometimes just no, I can't do it. Will work. And that was like one of the first tips I found on how to do that effectively, was just say it. Don't beat around the bush. Don't softball it in. Just say no.
And I know with all of us, it's hard to tell friends and family no, because you feel like you're letting them down, or they come to you because they know you can get it done. But in a lot of cases, you are not their only option. They just know that you're the most reliable option. So if you can't do it, just say no. Like, no, I can't do it this time. And they're like, oh man, okay, let me ask such and such. In most cases, that's what it's going to be. And you have to really just prioritize your time, your peace, and the reality of you really wanting to do something, and give up that time and that peace. And if you really don't want to do it, don't do it. If the quarantine has taught us anything, is that you can't take freedom, the ability to just leave and do stuff for granted anymore. So if you already got something planned, or you just want to do nothing that day, take that time. So say no.
And another way it comes in handy, and I didn't even think about this when it was happening, but it actually fits here. I had someone close to me borrow money for the first time and tell me I was going to be paid back on a certain day. And then I didn't say anything that day. They said nothing that day. The next day, I just sent like a little Cash App request, like, hey, remember this was supposed to happen yesterday? And they immediately repaid me. Couple weeks go by, if it was even a couple weeks. They asked for another loan, and I was like, okay. So
she didn't tell me this, y'all.
I did not.
I just want to point that out. I was like, excuse me.
So I sent them the money, and then payday came, and payday came and went, and it was like 2 days later. And I sent a Cash App request like, hey, and, not anything, just try not to be aggressive about it or anything, because I wasn't sure how to word the message. So I was like, if I just send this request, I feel like that's the way to just kind of ease it in there. And so I sent that, and then I got a response. It's like, oh, sorry, the money I was expecting to pay you back didn't come. It'll be tomorrow. So Ken is like, well, I needed to know that before, not after 2 days later when I reach out to you. And so a third request, I got the money back, but a third request came, and I was like, so I am hesitant to loan you anything. So let's call this a gift, and then I will have to decline any further like monetary transactions with you. And I was like, I hope you understand. And when they realized, they were like, "You're absolutely right. I'm wrong. I get it. I will pay this back because I no." He said, "I will regift this to you, but I completely understand, and it's my fault." And that was the end of it. And I just was like, "Let me go ahead and nip this in the bud. You won't get me a third time."
And I think, man, like in this instance, all of that could have been avoided with communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Communication, yeah.
I read a tweet today that said the best relationships have a lot of uncomfortable conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot tell you how true that is. That's in friendships, that's in family members, that's in marriages.
Yes.
We have had some uncomfortable. I'm talking.
Yes.
I throw some stuff out to Farron was like bracing for impact for her response.
Same.
And it wasn't even as bad as I could have imagined.
Even if I did like have a freak out, it was because in the moment it was a lot and I needed time to process. And so once I calmed down and thought things through, then we were able to revisit it and have a conversation. And other times it was like, I have no comment for this right now and I just need time to think. It's like that's the only reason why I'm quiet, because I need to process all the things. And and
I hate that. I hate to come back to it. I understand it completely, but I hate to come back to it. Fran to get quiet, and she's like, "Okay,
I'm processing.
I'm gonna have to come back to this." But okay, for now. When she come back to it, she sits crisscross applesauce. She's like, "Okay, I'm ready to talk now." I'm like, "Fuck!" Because
it's never that bad.
It's never that bad. But it's never
that bad.
I be bracing for impact like a fucking meteor is hitting to Earth. I be like,
He be so concerned. But like just lean into it and just own it. And sometimes some people will talk because they're like, this conversation is uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna keep talking until I say something that connects. And sometimes you just need to just say your piece and be quiet and just lean into that awkward silence to get a response out of the other person. Because like he said, I get quiet and it's like, you have words for me and I'm ready. Like so just say it. Just say your piece. Be honest with you. Be honest with them. It'll save so much, save you from so many assumptions and drawing conclusions and creating your own narrative and just spiraling. Because I know, like, I definitely used to do that. And I was like, okay, enough of this shit. This is exhausting. Okay. And this is something that I used to struggle with. The second tip on how to effectively say no. You can be assertive and be nice at the same time. The Valets, Val, everyone related to Val, this does not come easy to us. Like if we're assertive, then that's what you're gonna get. Like the niceties are gone, and we you know me. I have a tone and delivery issue.
Check Farron about her tone,
not just with other people, but many with me. Times.
And she was like, she really doesn't hear it sometimes.
I don't hear it.
I'd be like, yo, you ain't got to talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Like you don't. I'm a grown up. I understand the words. You don't have to come that strong because Farron will come in hot.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Or just like you'll answer me, but your tone in answering me, I'm like, okay, I'm getting back what I gave. What did I give? And I'm like, I didn't mean to offend. I feel like I said that sounded harsh. Let's focus on the words, not the tone, please, just to stay on topic. Because I did not mean it that way. So you can be assertive and nice at the same time. Because even with my response to my family member about the money, it was like I had typed and deleted it so many times, and because I didn't want to cause any bad blood. And yes, it's like it wasn't necessary.
Certain conversations shouldn't necessarily be had via text.
Yeah.
Because it is very hard to interpret tone via text. So certain conversations should really just be had over the phone or face to face, because that way a person can get where you're coming from. They can understand the tone. because that matters too.
Yeah.
That matters too. Like when you type that out for the third gift, they could have took that completely different based on just the text message.
And I'm so happy they didn't.
Yeah.
Because the only reason I didn't call, because I wanted it to be a phone call, is because I was trying to keep them out of trouble. So I'll tell you more later.
Okay.
But yeah, I was trying to keep them out of trouble. So I was like, I know this isn't a conversation they can have. The loan was to buy Christmas presents, and the person that they were borrowing for was likely around.
Okay.
And so that's what I mean. I'll give you more detail, but I just wanted to clear that up because I don't want people starting no shit, and so I just wanted to clear that part up. Sure. But yeah, so that's what that was. The another one that is helpful is another tip for effectively saying no is understanding people's tactics. And that's like knowing, don't allow yourself to be manipulated. You know the people that's around you. You know how they are. Just be aware of that. Because I mean, in a way, I was, because of what the money was used for. At least what I was told the money was going to be used for, it made me more inclined to give it, to loan it. And so, I was very reluctant to say no. That's why I walked into it twice. And even I knew immediately from the very first time, I was like, this person is not good with paying back people. Like I already knew the track record. So I knew there was likely going to be an issue. I was just hoping that there wouldn't be. So just understand how they're coming at you about things so that you can better protect yourself and your time. Because if you're like this person's or people's like go-to because you feel like an easy get, which is how I feel at work, it's like, oh, well, Farron is like, she's always going to help. She's always going to be there. We can bother her with all the things. And
they gonna miss you when you go.
But no, like I got to jump on this year because it was a few times where it was like, can you do such and such? And this is coming from my boss's boss. And I'm like, can I think about this? Because before I would just be like, sure, I can make it work. Like, but it's like, can I think about this? Because I have a lot in the pipeline. I have a lot going on and I'm not sure. We had a lot of new projects and it's like, I'm not sure how much these new projects are going to pull me. And I don't want to agree to something else, not even knowing what my own work is going to need from me. And because I walked into it a lot. And this, especially the last part of the year, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I felt I was not concerned. Oh, or like the story I just told you about my boss telling me not to go too hard on vacation. And I was like, I can't agree with that.
We're doing all the drugs.
I was like, ma'am, I may very likely ruin my life. Like I am going fucking crazy. Do you hear me? Be prepared for me to have on sunglasses for the first week when I get back for every meeting. I am going crazy. Did you just ask me not to go hard on vacation? Fuck you. Like I was so annoyed. Ma'am. And so when she said that, and she just had to laugh it off because she realized like I probably shouldn't have told her like don't enjoy your vacation too much. Right. Like suck my dick.
Entirely.
Oh my God. So yeah, so it's okay to say no. Even just the smaller things. You're at the grocery store and they're like, hey, can you donate $5 to feed? If you don't have it, or if you already know you donate and you give in other ways, then it's okay. Like I feel so guilty saying no at the register. Yeah, I feel so guilty, and it's like, it's like, but I do things.
You know how much I spend on our Toomey bags.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so after I spend that, they were like, "Hey, do you want to donate?"
You can't say no. You can't say no.
In that instance. Just like You just paid for a vehicle
Right.
on luggage. You ain't got $5 for the kids. It's
Right.
like, oh, nigga.
It's like,
no, fuck them kids. That's what I wanted to say, but of course I gave another St. Jude's, but man, it'd be hard when they hit you with the kids.
Yes.
Like, ah.
Or just like people hungry, homeless people, or to feed people around the holidays, or just period. Because if they're hungry around the holidays, they're probably hungry all year round. But yeah, so just that, it's like, but I do things. I donate to the LA mission, and I give to panhandlers, and I do all these things. So in this moment, that I cannot do that right now. So, and it's just be okay saying no. It is okay. Like,
it absolutely is.
It's okay. It's okay, friends. Another tip for saying no, just going into this new year, set boundaries. Set boundaries, because that one's a little difficult, because I've realized that I don't even necessarily respect my own boundaries a lot. So you okay?
Yep.
Were those sneezes?
Yep.
They were so quiet. How did you do that?
I swallow it.
Ew.
It's like I feel the sneeze coming, and as it's about to hit, I try to like swallow the sound so it doesn't come out that loud.
Your eyes all watery. And
because you hold it in.
I
bust a blood vessel.
Yeah,
but
you don't give yourself a hernia. I don't know if that's how hernias work.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna shit on myself.
Why do you still have more poop left? Didn't you poop already?
Yeah, but I drank that coffee. That coffee loosens your bowels.
But I just don't understand why you poop so much.
You're jealous. That's what it sounds like. I'm regular as fuck.
Stop pooping all the time.
I'm
setting boundaries against your poop.
2 shots of whiskey in the morning, a cup of coffee, and loosen the bowels right on up.
I thought alcohol tightened your bowels.
No, alcohol and coffee will loosen the bowels.
They relax it.
They go in there like tickle, tickle, tickle. Your bowels like, ooh.
Wait, you want to run that back, please?
Which part?
I don't know. No, go back, because there was more than one. There was more than one sound effect.
What you was talking about?
I have to point it out, because the way you judge me when I have sound effects. So I just need you. Anyway,
go on with your little story.
Anyway, back to just setting boundaries, because if you're clear and consistent with those, then people will stop making you say no to them. So also that.
That's true.
It's like, no, she already told me she's not willing to do this, or she's not into this, or whatever. Or Fridays, or date night for her, so don't ever invite her anywhere on Fridays. Like, whatever it is, like if you just set those and you stick to it, and you don't leave that wiggle room, then it's easier to be like, oh nope, I can't, because remember how I told you that this day is the day I do blah blah blah. So just be firm in who you are. Like if you say it, lean in, create that awkward silence, make your, give people time to process your words and respond accordingly. Like, don't be all like, oh my God, they're slow to respond when I said no, so I must have made them mad. They okay.
They be all right.
Trust me, they okay. Even if you're the one who hearing the no, you okay? I like this too, and this is something I've had to use at work, putting the request back on the person. And I kind of touched on this when it came to projects at work, like, oh, you want me to do this? Well, this is what I'm going, if this is a priority to you for me to do, then this is what I'm going to need you to take off my plate in return. Because I've had to have that conversation. Okay, you want me to do this. I work in philanthropy, and I was requested by some donors to specifically requested to work on a project. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it. But then this right here will not get as much of my attention as I feel like you want it to get. Mm-hmm. And so I need you to, if some of my tasks has to be pushed back onto my director, because it's like, I can't
do it all.
I can't do it all. So you want 2 half-ass projects, or so it's like we need to trim off the fat. What's not important? What can you do on your own without bugging the hell out of me? Mm-hmm. So push it back. Like, okay, and sometimes that's the situation.
Real good.
Oh, get it.
That's real good.
Okay. Purple shirt, shoulder work.
It's oxblood.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more like an eggplant.
Oh,
aubergine.
You are just...
It's more like aubergine.
Yo, fuck you. Just confrontational for no reason. Just go with it.
It's morning? Is that a reason? And this one is especially hard. The last tip I want to give you guys for just effectively saying no and protecting your peace and all the things. Be selfish. I don't know how to do that, but I want you to and give me tips.
Yes, she does. Let me tell you something.
What I do?
Let Beyonce drop another Ivy Park drop right now.
I don't get something every time. And I also started getting things for the kid too. Mm-hmm. And
after you put stuff in your cart for you first. Though.
No, especially around the drop that was around her birthday. Just about everything I got was for her. I got 2 pieces, maybe 3. Possibly 6. Possibly 6. The more I thought about it, I was like, wait, nope. Mm-hmm. But the kid got a lot too. Mm-hmm. She asked for it. She got it. Yes, but you know what? When it comes to shopping like that, yes. Mm-hmm. I am. And that's one of the things I was like, I need to do more. I commented on last episode, I need to do more is like, just be like, don't do it. Mm-hmm. I have the power to say no. I actually went this last drop. I went a few days before I bought anything. And I was like, oh, let me just see what's still hanging out. And, but I didn't. So, but when it comes to my time, mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm successful at being selfish with my time.
All right. I can see that. But in all fairness, though, Fern does not like to be alone.
Being alone has nothing to do with it. I'm still not necessarily doing what I would rather be doing with my time, because it's like if somebody needs me or somebody want something, or if I feel like something's missing or needs to be done, then I'll do it. And it's like I would rather be sitting doing nothing or going for a walk or like just doing something else. But yeah. But what's this face?
Nothing.
Share with the class.
I ain't got nothing to share with y'all.
I hate you so much this morning.
Oh no, you niggas.
I hate you. Child, he got on this aubergine smoking jacket and
I got the boxes to match. I ain't got them all right now. I'm saving them. But...
You saving them for marriage? Mm-hmm. What exactly are you saving them for? I mean, you should not have them on now because, but why? What are you saving them for?
I'm saving them for when I'm saving them for.
I don't like your attitude and I need you to fix it. Ghost.
And that's what you do when somebody gives you the wrong tone. You let them know right there. Now, of course, they can respond with, girl, fuck you. You just got to deal with that. When that happens.
I ain't got to deal with shit. They just got to deal with that. Boy, listen. Oh, you just made me so mad. Oh, y'all silly. But the where's the other one? But anyway, so those are the things because friends. I keep calling y'all friends because I feel like we are at this point. Yeah, I just want not even 2022. I just want our lives to be like the absolute best. Mm-hmm. No regrets. No wasted time. Just all the love and positivity and just being the best versions of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that includes saying no to those who need to hear, or just saying no for your own
sanity.
Peace.
Yeah.
Own peace.
There's nothing wrong with that. I definitely was a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. Still fighting with remnants of it. Yeah. But I have become a lot better in putting myself first in certain situations. And those situations mm-hmm. really just come down to like, if I really want to do something, if I don't want to do something, I'm no longer taking on those responsibilities, especially where they're not going to make or break me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't mind partnering with somebody to get something done, but if I'm going to be footing most of the effort for something to get done or something like that, mm-hmm. and that's not going to directly benefit me, right? Then I got to weigh the pros and cons of that. Is that going to take time away from the family? Is that going to take time away from my other projects? Is that going to take time away from me resting? This year, I'm definitely going to be more selfish with my time and with my intention because I will continue to say this, man. Time is the one luxury you get no more of. Yeah. You have a finite amount of time on this earth, and it is your responsibility, your plight to make sure you use it effectively. And using it effectively doesn't mean donating it all to someone else's causes or pleads or anything like that. Like you have to grab life and say, this is mine. I'm going to do this. I'll help here, but I'm not, listen, unless you're a priest or a nun, and you just have a life full of, is it servitude? Yes. Okay. Then you deserve your own time, and you deserve to be able to say no when you don't want to do something. Yes. And it doesn't mean that you don't mess with that person, you don't fuck with that person. You just might need that time for you. And be okay with that. And because just think let's touch on like the effects of saying no. So like if you always agree to task, I'm gonna read this verbatim. Mm-hmm. What it says. If you always agree to task, when you actually want to decline, then you're likely to feel angry towards the other person, even though they haven't done anything wrong. It's like I ask you, you agreed to do this, but now you're upset with me for you agreeing to do what I asked. That is true.
So that's kind of messed up.
I've been there.
Yes, me too. You know who does that a lot? My mom does that a lot. She'll agree to do something or even like volunteer to do it. She wasn't even asked, and then she's like upset and that you needed her. And I'm like, do you just like to complain? Did you actually want to help and you just like to complain? Mm-hmm. Or did you not want to do this at all? Because why didn't you just say no? Tell me no. It's okay. But it's probably hard to tell your kid. Well, she's like that with everybody, but it's definitely hard to tell your kid no. Mm-hmm. And you'll become frustrated with yourself. And if saying no is just to love on yourself, saying no to somebody else is your version of self-love, then guess what? Self-love all the days, okay? And by taking on more demands than you can cope with, you become overwhelmed and very stressed. Mm-hmm. So that's that pushing it back off. Like, okay, if this is what you want me to focus on, then if you're in a position to exchange responsibilities with somebody, then it's like, okay, you take this, then I'll take that. But if not, and it's like, okay, this is just going to be added onto my plate and it's a lot, mm-hmm. then like, no, I have so much going on that needs a lot of attention. So just no, and that's it. And this is so true. You always saying yes, even when you don't want to, can lead to depression and anxiety.
How so?
Because you're so caught up and concerned with how that other person feels and pleasing them, and like it makes you anxious to like be this pleaser and this, this yes person and this go-to person for whoever, that it messes up your flow.
I can see that.
So
I definitely see the anxiety with saying
it's
no.
like, oh my God, I can't say no because they're gonna, and it's like 100% okay. The person with the whole money situation. Like we went on to joke and moved right past it the rest of the day and almost every day since. Like it's been fine. So and I appreciate them being a mature and understanding person. Like, yeah, I messed up, you are right, I'm sorry. So I really, really appreciate that. But it's like they will be fine. And if they taking it that hard, then they needed to hear a no. Like, Jesus. And just figure out, I am big, he knows, I am super big on reflection. Like I will replay a situation, a conversation 1,000,000 times in my head, just analyzing every single part. And I do that to just like really learn how I can better respond in that situation if it comes back around or whatever. So some of the unhelpful beliefs with saying no, and I say that because I reflect on why I may need to say no, or was my no this time justified or whatever later. And so if you're more in tune with why you need to say no, like, or why you chose not to say no because you thought it was hostile, you didn't want to upset anybody, you thought you saying no was nasty, like you declining a request or whatever is not hostile. It should not upset anyone. Like it's okay. You asked me a question, I gave you an answer. And that should be the end of it. And so sometimes you're on the receiving side of these. On the side, you're the requester, right? Yeah. And so sometimes you just need to reflect and be like, you know what, I need to be okay with this no. So it's on both sides. So
Brandon Taylor said, I think we'd be scared to damage a bond by saying no. And kind of touched on this earlier. If it's a true friend or family member, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I touched on this earlier. I was saying, like, most times you're not their only option. You're probably just the most reliable option. So they come to you first. And then we do that with everything. If you go to your regular store to get a certain item, that doesn't mean if they're out, you can't go somewhere else. It's just like, you get points here. It's the closest to your house. They always have this item, but just because they don't have it this one time doesn't mean I can't go to another store and get that. You know what I'm saying? This is just the most reliable one, so you go there first. Yeah. So they'll be okay with you saying no. Yeah. But you are right. We are worried about damaging that bond and how they're going to respond to us saying no. But that comes with setting those boundaries. Yeah. And boundaries can be set after friendships and relationships have been established, because sometimes in those friendships and relationships you grow and you realize, oh, this is too close to home, or I need more time for me. And that's okay. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to grow. And with that growth comes, setting new boundaries and having those conversations and saying no. And if those are true friends, true family members, true loved ones, they'll understand that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes you can give the context to it. Sometimes it's just like, no, I can't do that right now. Yeah. Just simple as that. I can't do that right now. Yeah.
And so here's some helpful beliefs for you to move forward and just to be more secure in your declination. Is that a word? I feel like it is.
Like decline?
Yes.
I don't.
Declination? Wait a second. Let's look it up.
Look at it. I think you just pulled that one.
Wait a second. It is a word.
Oh, wow.
Formal refusal. Look at me. Okay. So anyway, some helpful beliefs to be more secure in your declination. Um, so I'm gonna get declination tatted on my chest.
Okay.
So by saying no, and Tahir just touched on this, by saying no, you're declining the request, not the person. And if you focus on that,
that's big.
Yes, because it feels like it can come off like you're rejecting the person. And it's like, no,
I still love you.
I still love you. I just don't want to do what you asked me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So also, when I say yes to one thing, I'm actually saying no to something else. So use your yeses wisely. Because like I said, you end up overextending yourself, like something's going to, it's all about balance. I feel like that's the theme.
For 2022,
all about balance.
I'm going to have a lot of shirts that they're going to deal with balance, because I really, that has just been on my heart and my spirit for the past couple months. Balance is so important in all aspects of life, your diet, relationships, your personal life, working out, all of that. You got to have that balance.
Gotta have balance.
Always come back to that center. It's very important. And you can feel.
I'm going to make the shirts first and put them on the more to the story.
You can feel when you're drifting too much in one direction. If you're partying too much, you hang with a different crowd too much, and you're avoiding or ignoring family or other responsibilities. You can feel when you're doing too much, and you know that you need to come back and center up. And so balance is so key to being successful. You know what I'm saying? Like not spreading yourself too thin, not doing too much of one thing and ignoring other things. Balance is essential. It's key,
absolutely. Another belief is to have, you have the right to share your opinions, even if they differ from someone else's. So I know that some people choose to, like they just agree. Like it's easier for them. It's less confrontational, so they just agree. They like, you ask me to do that, okay, I'll do it. And it's like you don't actually want to, and that's valid. So don't quiet yourself. Like use your voice, speak up. So it is more than okay. And and I found myself, because I was very much like I grew up seeing my mom work my entire life, going to work with her, helping her with her work, then getting my own jobs and working, and just I've always worked. And like I always respected the hierarchy, and it was just I was slow to speak up if it was something I did not feel comfortable doing, something I didn't want to do, or something I needed some assistance with, or whatever the situation was. And I finally got to a point where I was like, if this doesn't get done, then it's on me, and I'm the one who takes the blame. So I need to speak up and say what I can and cannot do, or or voice my concerns, because I'm gonna end up taking the blame if all the shit goes to shit. So I need to be able to voice that. And so I definitely I feel that, because I used to be very afraid to speak up, especially when speaking to someone at like quote unquote a higher level than me with work. So that and next, another helpful belief to make you feel better about your declinations. I am not letting that word go. The other person is unlikely to take it badly, and they will most likely understand. So don't underestimate them. So that's good, because I know I think people, period, you project your own feelings. It's like, oh, they're going to be upset because, and it's like, would you be upset? Like, wouldn't you understand your reason? So, or you know me, I've had to tell them a million times, like, you don't need a reason to say no, just say you don't want to do it. But like, do you understand, why you're saying no? And if you're asked to explain it or whatever, then do that if you want to. But also, like,
you don't have to.
You don't have to. What's wrong? And last but not least, super simple. If they got the right to ask, you got the right to say no. And that's it.
Yeah, that's self-explanatory right there.
Yeah, that's like short and simple, super like it's you get it. If you ask me a question, I answered you. Point blank. I used to use that on the kid when she would like constantly ask me for something, and I'm like, I've already said no, and she would just keep asking. I was like, you asked me a question, I gave you an answer, go away.
Yeah.
And it's that simple. So yeah. So go out there and be like, no.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Try it for a day. The opposite of yes, man.
We're gonna get a shirt and it's gonna say declinations activated.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't steal my stuff. But I got trust issues. But yeah, so just go out there and just be great and be so firm and secure in yourself, because we're all having a difficult time. Everybody feels stretched thin, and it's okay. The only thing that has made us comfortable saying is like, no, I can't come. I don't want to get the vid. Like that's the only thing we're comfortable saying. That's a no that everybody's comfortable with right now. But there's so many other ones. So roll that energy over into some other aspects and go be great for yourself.
Go forth and be great.
Yes, declinations of self-love.
She don't know how to act with this number one right now.
Oh my God. Because something, me, I just make up words. And when I say something and I find out like it's an actual word, I'll be so excited.
There you go.
But yeah, so great. That is all I have for today.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, class. Thanks for joining. Oh no, wait. Couple updates for this episode as well. The More to the Story merch store is open. lovemtts.com is a thing. It's live right now. I meant to do it last night. I was so sleepy last night. Oh my God. I need your help going in so that the more mom gets their discount.
All right, gotcha.
But yeah, so lovemtts.com is like, please go and check out the things, more things to come. I'm so giddy about that. And what else did we have? Oh no, that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and follow us on Instagram at More to the Story Podcast, because we have an Instagram now. We're doing things, y'all.
We're doing things.
Ooh, get it. So yeah, this has been another episode of More to the Story. I am Farrah Moore.
I'm Tia Moore.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time. Peace out.